The New Orleans Pelicans and the Big 870 WWL proudly presents Pelicans Weekly. It's a weekly radio magazine focused on the Pelicans, the fans, and the NBA. We'll get the latest from Pelicans players, coaches, and front office staff. Plus, we'll check in with our experts around the league. Tonight's show is brought to you by Smoothie King, Rule the Day, Chevron, the human energy company, by Energy, we power life, and by New Age Products, official garage and outdoor kitchen provider of the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans Weekly on the Big 870 starts now. Here's your host, Gus Kattengell.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Gus Kattengell, and welcome to Pelicans Weekly, where we will recap the week that was, take a peek at the week that's about to be, and everything in between. Coming up in 10 minutes, the voice of the Pelicans, Todd Graffagnini, will sit down with rookie center Yves Missi. Looking forward to that conversation as he's had a nice start to his first season in the NBA out of Baylor. As far as the Pelicans go, there's no other way to look at it. It is a tough stretch right now for you birds. Pels 3-8 as we head into a very busy week of games. And since we last met up a week ago, the Pelicans with a pair of games. And of course, there's news in each and every one of those games. Start back on Wednesday. Pels are facing a Cleveland team that had yet to suffer a defeat in the year. And the Pels, well, they were game. They led 34-29 after the opening frame.
Now baseline right, Okoro, bounce feed to Mobley. Blocked by Missi, deflected and taken by Ingram. Well done. Merrill nearly had it taken away, and it will be taken away in a cross-court pass. Javonte Green, he ain't laying that baby up. Right-hand tomahawk.
Darius Garland makes a business decision. Darius Garland says either I can go over there and try to block this and end up on SportsCenter, I can back down.
Cleveland ball after all the blood has been cleared up. Oh, and Javonte Green with a cross-court intercept. He'll go in, finger roll it up and in with a right hand.
Javonte Green coming in, Jose on the steal.
And then a steal GTA straightaway three. That is what we've been waiting for all year.
Jose.
A bring down the building three. They're now 10 of 19. Three ball Ingram, two in a row. Answered it straight away.
All right, you can't trade baskets. Got to get a stop somewhere.
80-71, Cleveland.
Trading baskets does you no good right now.
Get it up the floor, JRE. Nice catch. Dish it off to Z. Foul. And one again. Zion on the switch. Now right side. Little high step. Z stripped it. Ball deflected by Allen. Fight for it. Get it, Z. Hit the deck. And then they called Jerome for a foul.
No, they called a shot clock violation. They called a shot clock violation, and there's a loose ball, and the Pels get possession of it, and that would have been a breakaway dunk, and that is...
That is, you cannot make this stuff up. Mitchell to Merrill, pop a left wing three. That is summing it up. Instead of a dunk that gets your entire arena involved, it's a 5-point swing. Jose free, another three.
Sir. Yes, sir.
My heavens.
Yes, sir.
7 for 7.
Just don't use them all up in this one.
Holy mackerel, 27 for Alvarado.
Cavs outscoring NOLA, though, 40-29 in the third quarter. Head coach Willie Green had this to say.
They just came out with more force in that third quarter. Really, it was one quarter that they came out firing on all cylinders, and we made some just mistakes that we can clean up. But it's what happens when you just got guys out there with asking more of them, and some transition baskets, some back cuts, things like that we talked about. But that's what good teams do. They make you pay when you make some mistakes, and they hit shots too. So. They came out and played well in that third quarter.
Zion in that game finished with 29 points, had this to say.
I like the energy we had, but, if we want to win games, especially tough games like this, can't have no slippage in any quarter like we had in the third. And I can't have 4 turnovers like that. I have to get my turnovers down. Been having a lot of them lately.
Now in the game, Zion went out and came back in, played, finished. As we said, and he led the team in scoring. But he missed the next game on Friday at Orlando. Saturday, head coach Willie Green detailed what happened.
He finished the game, and it wasn't until we got to Orlando that he said he felt something and kind of pulled him out of practice. And sat him in the next game. He got a scan, and we found out what the severity of his injury was.
And that severity of the injury is officially a left hamstring strain, out indefinitely. So no timetable for his return.
It's an unfortunate injury and blow to our team, obviously. You know, losing Z, losing the guys that we've lost. But at the end of the day, you know, we're grateful that it's not season ending, it's not career ending. And, you know, everybody's going to continue to work together to try to come up with a resolution to get our guys back on the floor and get them on the floor healthy.
So as far as that Orlando game, Pelicans trailed 37-23 after one and never could really match offensively with the magic we're doing in this one.
Jose inbound to Boston, pop a left angle three. That is online and down. My heavens, what's going on? Pels have cut it to 11. Now Boston fakes the three, drives to the nail, pops it up and in. Thought he got fouled, they didn't call it. But Brandon Boston, I tell you, he's got a mid-range game. Ingram with the rebound, running the break. Chests it over to Boston, fakes the three, drives on Batazzi, and finger rolls it in with a right hand. What a beautiful move by BJ. Now Alvarado, they leave him alone. Three-pointer straight away. Nothing but net for Alvarado.
115-88 the final there. Then on Monday, they were looking to avoid a fifth straight loss, and the Pelicans came out ready to play at the SKC as they hosted the Brooklyn Nets.
48-47. Ingram clears space, blocked from behind, but he got it back. No look over to Trey. Left corner three. Murphy's corner is officially open in 2024.
That is tremendous. Nice Brandon Ingram to maintain his poise after the shot is blocked.
And a rebound. Yves Missi, his sixth. Up the floor, Boston. Chests it to Ingram. Steps into a left wing three. That is good. When he gets it in rhythm and steps in, that's when you feel really good about it.
And the Pels need to continue to shoot that three. It's there to be had.
53-48. Ingram now at 19 in the first half. Early on in the third quarter, Trey spot up three right side, buried that, and stops that run.
Well, this will help that. You didn't have Trey Murphy in those games,
yes.
So hopefully he can help as he just did.
61-59. Now Schroeder, bounce feed down low. Williams, oh, he got denied at the rim. Either Murphy or Missi. Trey up the floor, lost it, got it back. He's underneath the hoop behind the back to Missi.
Yves.
Missed a dunk.
Finish it.
Now Missi. Oh, beautiful move on Cam Johnson. Left him flat-footed, and Missi with another dunk.
Yves with ease. Gives him a shimmy on the baseline.
He's in double figures now with 11. Go back to Boston. Drives into the lane. Oh, throw it down, Brandon Boston. Right-hand punch.
Bake him, Boston.
Elevation.
Goes to the rack with some malice and a forethought.
And Cam Thomas said, no, you can just throw that down. I'm backing off.
Cam made a business decision.
Yes, he did. Rebounded by Missi. That's his 9th board. One away from a double-double. Now he's going to drive in right past Ben Simmons and throw it down again with two hands.
He baptized Ben Simmons in the mystic waters of Lake Minnetonka, even though we ain't close to Minnesota.
Now Simmons pops a mid-range. No. Rebound Missi. Give him his first career double-double. Now Boston to the rim. Underneath the hoop. Got caught underneath. Somehow found J.R.E. who lays it in with his back to the stanchion.
No, J.R.E. just standing there kind of minding his own business looking for the offensive rebound, and Boston found it.
Schroeder to the rim. There's a lot of traffic in there, and J.R.E. with the steal. He is doing everything. Up 4, 7:35 to go. Weak side cut. Javonte Green from Trey Jemison III and the right-hand punch.
Jemison finds his teammate cutting left baseline, and Javonte Green knows exactly what to do with it.
One possession game. Jalen Wilson kick it to Clowney for another three. You know it. This dude,
Clowney just cooking from three.
Noah Clowney, in his second year from Alabama, nearly has as many threes in this game than he had the entire year coming in. Inbound to Nick Claxton, who's back in there. Pels up 2. Oh, strip. Zaire Williams lost it up the floor. Brandon Boston, dunk it down.
A tough night, and he deserves that. Pels again turning defense instantly into offense.
Follow a nail jumper, buzzer, no. Tipped up, no. Out of bounds, no. Saved by the Nets. We cannot score.
You got to run something on offense. Something.
5 straight empty possessions at literally the worst time. Thomas rinses it from the left angle for the lead.
Step back 3 with Javonte Green in his face.
With 13 seconds, crosses the timeline with 10. Ingram drives in, dump it up top. Javonte Green for the lead. Brick.
And so another tough defeat for the Pelicans. Head coach Willie Green had this to say.
Overall, I loved our effort. I loved the team that went out on the floor today. We competed. Those guys played together. They did a lot of what we asked them to do. And I know they're tired of me saying this, but there's a lot of positives to take out of this game and a lot to build from. And we came up short. It sucks. It hurts. We'll feel it tonight. And then tomorrow when we come back in, we'll get right back after it.
The loss was number 5 in a row and the 8th in the last 9 games. So coach's message to the team right now is the following.
Stay steady. Whatever we were doing before this, let's continue to do it. Let's continue to stay together. I've said it many of times here, but adversity is a part of life. And right now we're in it as a team with the amount of guys that we have down. We don't like it. Nobody in the NBA likes it, but it's a part of some of the things that you go through, and there's always a lesson to learn out of this, and we'll stay together, stay after it, and eventually it'll turn in our favor.
Moving on, a couple more games coming up this week. But up next, you will hear from Todd Graffagnini as he sits down with rookie center Yves Missi. He's had a solid start to the season, one of the bright spots so far in this early going. Hear that conversation next. When we come back, you're listening to Pelicans Weekly on WWL.
Welcome back to Pelicans Weekly. Here's the voice of the New Orleans Pelicans, Todd Graffagnini, with this week's interview.
Welcome back to Pelicans Weekly. Todd Graffagnini with you, joined by Pelicans first-round draft pick Yves Missi, who picked up his first career double-double last night against the Brooklyn Nets. First of all, Yves, thanks for joining us on the show. And big night against Brooklyn. I know you guys wanted to get the win, but it had to have been sweet for you personally to do what you did, both scoring the basketball and rebounding.
I mean, thanks for having me first. And then, it didn't come out the way we wanted. And obviously, you need to make some adjustments, especially at the end of the game, and then just be more sharp and execute better. That's one of the things I would say. And then, like you said, the rebounding part and the scoring part, I'm just trying to help my teammate and then try to do the best I can.
It's really been a lot of fun to watch you, especially even from the first day of training camp to where we are right now, and just to see your improvement. Are you feeling that improvement day by day as practices and games continue to flow along?
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be a lot of up and downs, and obviously I'm still new to the game, so every time I'm stepping on the court, I'm definitely learning something. So I would say I'm just going step by step and trying to improve each and every day.
When exactly did you pick up the game of basketball? I know it was 16, I want to say, but what got you interested in basketball? Because I saw you putting the ball in your head. You look like the soccer type.
I started playing soccer, and then obviously my parents played for the national team, and my brother played at Harvard. So growing up, just watching him play, and I also want to try to play basketball, and then I started getting a little taller. So that's where I really started doing it, and then I started by going to some basketball camps in Cameroon, and that's really where it started.
When you came over to the United States, I know, as you said, you started to get a little taller. When did the colleges start to have an interest in you? And even more specifically, how did you end up at Baylor?
So I got here in 2021, January 2021, and I was 16. I was about to be 17 in May. And we didn't play that season. We just had 2 games, and most of the time we were just practicing. And I think I got my first offers after those 2 games. I didn't know what was offers, to be honest. I just talked to my brother and asked him what it was. And then from there, I played AAU, and then after playing AAU, that's where I started getting more offers. And Baylor has always been one of the earlier ones, so just had a great relationship with the coaches, and for me, it just felt like it was home.
What was it like? Again, you were only there for a year, but just to go through the grind of that Big 12 season, I mean, that's a pretty tough basketball conference, and you had to grow up pretty quick, didn't you?
I mean, yes, everyone is pretty physical, and then you had a lot of fifth years as well, so most of the guys I was playing against were way older than me, so same thing, I had to adjust myself, especially during the Big 12 play, because each night is like a battle. You're playing like a top 25 team every night, so the physicality was a part of it, and also just try to be more coachable and just try to listen to what the coach had to tell me was one of the main things that helped me to improve.
At what part, Yves, did you realize that, hey, you know, I might be able to take this thing to the next level? Because, again, you weren't there more than a year. When did you personally think that you would be able to make the transition to the NBA?
I would say it happened last year in December after we played Duke. It was like one of the first I actually saw my names in like mock draft, and then just seeing NBA scout talking about me. And that was like the first game my family actually saw me play in person, so it was also really nice, and we had a great game. I mean, I had a great game, and we were close to the win, and from there I started really thinking like maybe it's possible, and then I was just waiting to see how the Big 12 was going to look like. So.
Well, now you're a Pelican, you're in New Orleans, and you are being counted on night in and night out. But now in the starting lineup, did you know, or did you think it would happen this quickly for you to be a starter?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I would say I'm always someone who believe in the process, and then things happen for a reason. And also, I know whenever I get here, I'm the youngest, so I definitely have to learn, and there's a lot I have to learn. There's still a lot I still have to learn, so just like taking day by days, and then whenever I have the opportunity, I'm just trying to show what I can do.
What's your favorite soccer team?
PSG.
All right, well, I'm Everton, so I mean you got a much better team than I do. Look, Yves, it's been awesome to watch you and again grow, and the sky's the limit with you. And New Orleans is going to fall in love with you pretty quick, man.
So thank you, appreciate it.
All right, that's Yves Missi here on Pelicans Weekly. Continued success for him. We come back. Gus Kattengell will wrap up the show right here on WWL.
Our thanks to Todd and Yves for their time. Now, speaking of Missi, Coach today was asked after practice about being able to see maybe something you knew or would hope that you would see from the rookie. And what I mean by that is, look, in that game yesterday, you saw Yves Missi not only get a double-double, but kind of battle through, getting hit on the shoulder a bit, went out, came back in, gutted it through, and really become a player that, man, a lot of people are saying we need more minutes for this guy based on social media. So, Coach, on how sometimes you can't really tell until a player gets on the court and shows what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, you may have an idea of what they can do, but once you see them get on the floor and the bright lights are on, you really see what they're about. And we're all super proud of Yves, the game he had against Orlando, and then the bounce-back game that he had last night. We came up short, but we'll try to continue to look at some of the positives that we're doing and go from there.
When you see something like that, does it give you more confidence to maybe put some more on his plate?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he can handle it. He can handle, playing 20-plus minutes. I think, and I'll say it here, I told him, I think he has an opportunity, he has a chance to be a starting center in the NBA. And if he comes to work every day and competes, sky's the limit. And he's just scratching the surface of how good he can be.
And only time will tell. Speaking of time, it's almost like a cruel joke now, isn't it? But yes, there was news of yet another injury to your Pelicans. Guard Jose Alvarado suffering a left hamstring strain and will be re-evaluated in 3 weeks. Head coach Willie Green.
My message is the same. Our message is the same as, we're always disappointed that it happens. When it happens to any of our players, we're disappointed for them. We know that the work that they're putting in to make themselves available to be on the floor. But at the same time, we want a speedy recovery, and, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for other guys to step on the floor. We're not going to feel sorry for ourselves. We had a good day today, good film session, good practice, and we keep moving forward.
Now, you heard Coach not only on Monday after the game and during this stretch of losses, but also even after practice today, that message of trying to stay together, trying to stay positive. But he says, look, it can't just be a message. It has to be put into practice.
We're going to show up and work on our details, work on our execution. Even let's go back to last game. I mean, we 31 assists, only 11 turnovers. You know, a minute left in the game, we're up 4 points. I'm encouraging our team, keep putting yourselves in those positions. Because if we keep doing that, those are more opportunities for us to try to win those games.
All right, as far as the opportunities coming up later this week, tomorrow night at OKC, the Pelicans will be on ESPN in a 6:30 tip time there. Friday, the Denver Nuggets are in town. They're 7-3 heading into Tuesday night's action. The Lakers come into town Saturday night. They're 6-4 heading into Tuesday night play. Both tip times, Friday and Saturday at the Smoothie King Center, are set for 7 o'clock. Our thanks to Yves Missi for being our interview today. For Todd Graffagnini, I'm Gus Kattengell, and we will see you next week for another episode of Pelicans Weekly right here on WWL.